Story 1. I, 26F, have been with my boyfriend, 30M, for a little under 2 years. In the time we've been together, his chronic pain, which isn't connected to any particular/known condition as he refuses to go to the doctor, has gotten worse and worse. It's reached a point where he's almost incapable of doing chores or house projects, is usually too exhausted/in pain to make or agree to plans, and getting him to do anything outside of the house together is like pulling teeth. His objections always revolve around his pain and fatigue. I've never suffered from chronic pain, and thank God. So I'm not one to judge or accuse someone of making it up, since the pain itself is invisible and my boyfriend looks perfectly healthy. But he's now been unemployed for about 4 months, and I'm starting to question things. I'm starting to feel doubtful for a number of reasons, and the main ones are that A, he never turns down his friends' invitations to hang out, even when the activity is something physically intense like kayaking or going hiking, or going to a music festival, and B, he is never too tired/in too much pain to have sex. Over time, it's almost made it seem like he's conveniently in an unbearable amount of pain when he has to do something he isn't all that interested in, i.e. chores, and I'm starting to feel hurt that he just doesn't seem to want to hang out with me outside of what we do lazing around the house. I've never accused him of faking or exaggerating his pain, but I have tried to talk to him about doing more fun stuff together, and it always circles back to his pain or him accusing me of trying to keep him from spending time with his friends, which I'm not trying to do by any means. I've done a ton of research into autoimmune disorders and other conditions that could be causing his problem, always bringing my findings and suggestions to him, but he just doesn't believe a doctor or any traditional medicine will help him. I'm also bothered because when we go to family outings or parties that we're both invited to, it's rare, but it does happen. He will talk anyone who will listen's ear off about how bad his chronic pain is and how frustrating it is to not be able to find a solution. The thing is, he's not actually looking for a solution. He just smokes weed every day and calls that good enough while lamenting and complaining that his body is the way that it is. He also refuses to return to work because of his pain. For additional context, he seems to have really extreme muscle spasms/tightness, particularly in his back. I'm happy to support him through hard times, but the fact that he won't work is getting concerning, and I feel severely stuck. I'm not interested in supporting him financially on a long-standing basis, but at the moment I partially am by covering some of his expenses. If this post makes me a total asshole for questioning the degree of my boyfriend's chronic pain, so be it. I just need help and answers. So, here are my questions. Where do I go from here? Do you think it's possible that my boyfriend is using his pain as a crutch? Should I put some kind of ultimatum in place that will get him medical care/attention? Your advice is appreciated. Reply 1. Even if he does have chronic illness, he isn't doing anything to get a diagnosis or treatment, and he is willing to push on for things that benefit him and only him. He's also developed a drug addiction he has no plans of curbing. I am chronically ill. I am busting my ass trying to find answers and help because living like this sucks. I do everything in my power to support my partner and care for our home. While sometimes that's not a ton, I always prioritize contributing to my household over kayaking, which even if I could push through to do, would put me down for a week. This man is using and taking advantage of you, disabled or not. He also has dumped this on you without you consenting to be his financial caretaker. You're not married. There is no in sickness and health here. Leave him. Reply 2. Well, chronic pain often isn't visible. That's the first thing I'd say. With that said, he doesn't see a doctor? My wife has lifelong chronic pain, and she regularly speaks with her doctor about how to manage things. If he's making no effort to manage the pain, seems pretty clear to me he's full of shit. You can self-medicate with weed and whatnot, no doubt. But if he isn't seeing a practitioner, you're dating a fraud. Update. Thank you to everyone who responded to my post and was so compassionate and kind. It was incredible to hear from so many people who actively battle chronic pain/illness and those with loved ones who do. I hope to continue deepening my empathy towards anyone who is struggling with an invisible illness. On to my update. Armed with some fresh perspectives and some fresh frustrations, LOL. I talked to my boyfriend and told him that he needs to see a doctor or I will no longer be able to support him financially and stand by while he remains unemployed and unmotivated to get the help he needs. I also addressed the idea of managing/balancing his energy levels differently so that we're able to share household responsibilities more effectively, spend quality time together, and keep him doing the things he loves with his friends. His response was really bad. He told me that if I'm not willing to step up and clean around the house, something I'm already doing, that there's no use living together, and that my efforts to clean are the bare minimum and not good enough for his standards anyway. He was also really mad that I haven't taken initiative to take care of yard projects and car repairs. He sat there and spouted off a whole list of things I'm not noticing and cleaning. And, once again, he was focused on this idea that I don't like his friends / am jealous of them and want him spending less time with them, which isn't true at all. This really stung. He basically brushed over everything I said and focused on my perceived faults. This told me everything I need to know, and I told him I was leaving. He was just mad. Not sad or hurt at all. I'm still crying excessively over his whole reaction. I still don't know how real or unreal his chronic pain is, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Thank you again, everyone, for your support and kindness. I'm truly at a loss. Story 2. My 29F, partner 34M, and I have been together for 5 years. We have the most loving, wholesome relationship and have been blessed to have only had one rough patch that we communicated about, and we have grown back stronger than ever. Or so I thought. I found out yesterday that he had a full-blown affair about 2.5 years ago with his boss, 30F, at work. They were seeing each other for 2 months, had sex upwards of 20 times, and told each other they loved each other. This has all been confirmed by my partner. The worst part is that I found out from the other girl's partner, 35M, of 7 years, who had suspected something went on since it started, while I, on the other hand, was fully clueless with 100% of my trust and devotion invested. The other woman's boyfriend found my partner's work email online and emails him last Thursday, telling him he knows what he did and wants answers. My partner immediately started panicking and had the other man call him, and my partner confessed everything to him. The guy told my partner he needs to tell me by the end of the weekend or he'll tell me himself. Well, Tuesday came and my partner did not muster up the respect for me to tell me himself, so I get a random Facebook message out of the blue that destroys my life. Or so it feels right now anyways. My partner says it was purely physical and wasn't emotional for him, though some of the details don't suggest that to me personally. It started during the one rough patch we had in our relationship. I was working full-time and studying 4+ hours after work most nights to get my new career's licensing to build a better life for us. He wasn't getting a ton of attention during this time, I will admit, but also never suggested it was an issue that I was temporarily very busy for 5 weeks. I legitimately had no clue whatsoever. We both discussed how it was a temporary timeline and how it was worth it for our future and goals. Yesterday, before I got the dreaded message, I would have told anyone that I would bet my life he was faithful and honest with me always. I would have told you we had such a strong and wholesome relationship, and we've worked so hard together to create a life that we both love. I would have told you that he is my forever human and bragged about how blessed I am. And now, I just don't know what to do. I don't know how I could move past this and mend our relationship. He is clearly full of remorse and said he will happily take years of making it up to me to not lose me. But I don't know. Please help. Please tell me what you would do or what steps you would take to consider your future moves. Reply 1. I'm surprised he didn't tell you. Not because of shame, but for STDs. Please get yourself checked up now. I would ask him what he expects in a relationship. Is it a one-sided open relationship where he can do whatever he wants, because he expects that you will stick with him no matter what? OP, I did get an STD from all of this. I had excruciating pain and kept going to the gyno. The infection traveled into my upper tract and wasn't showing on normal female STD tests. He wouldn't get blood work done for the full male STD test because he is scared of needles. I literally am so stupid for not seeing into this, but he truly has always had a phobia of needles, so I believed him. I begged my doctor to treat me for PID, and they finally did, and everything went away. The treatment was multiple antibiotics that also kill STDs. My heart hurts. Reply 2. As someone that was cheated on and stayed, I recommend leaving, if you can. I was in a position to where I found out about his affair less than a month after buying a house with him, and I felt like I had no other options. Also, I was in love with him the same way you describe you were. Frequently bragging on him and his loyalty, how I never felt like I'd have to worry about that with him. I was truly so proud of the relationship we had built together and felt so lucky. He was incredibly remorseful and did all the things you're supposed to do for reconciliation. Open phone access, location sharing, strong communication, couples counseling. It's been just over a year and we're actually married now. Life is generally good and I still love him endlessly. He's a great life partner and I enjoy my time with him. But something broke in me that day that I don't think will ever heal. To have such blind, unconditional trust in someone and they shatter it. It's the most jarring reality check that makes you really question how well we can actually know people. The amount of effort and emotional energy it takes to reconcile. I just know I could never go through that again. The feelings of inadequacy and decade-old insecurities coming out to remind you how unlovable you really are. And now you have proof, because why else would someone that says they love you do something like this? It's an endless minefield of emotions that you don't deserve to have to navigate. And he will be the constant reminder of why you feel that way. I'm so sorry you've been subjected to this pain. I wish you good luck on this journey and hope time treats you well. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more captivating stories from Reddit.